The same chemical reaction that turns bread golden brown and sears a steak crust is happening inside your body right now. It is called the Maillard reaction. And when it occurs in your tissue instead of a frying pan, it produces pigments that literally stain your skin from within. This is not a metaphor. Your skin is browning the same way food browns. The only difference is speed. A steak browns in minutes at high heat. Your skin browns over years at body temperature. But the chemistry is identical. Let's walk through exactly how this happens and why it is visible on your face. What the Maillard reaction actually is. The Maillard reaction was first described by French chemist Louis-Camille Maillard in 1912. He discovered that when amino acids and reducing sugars are heated together, they react to form brown compounds called melanoidins. This is the reaction that gives toasted bread its color, roasted coffee its aroma, and grilled meat its crust. The food industry uses this reaction deliberately because the brown pigments and flavor compounds it creates are desirable in cooking. But here is the critical distinction. In food, the reaction happens at temperatures above 140 degrees Celsius, roughly 280 degrees Fahrenheit, and it happens fast, minutes, sometimes seconds. In your body, the reaction happens at 37 degrees Celsius, body temperature, and it happens slowly. Months, years, decades. But it happens. The same sugars in your bloodstream, glucose and fructose, are the same reducing sugars that drive the Maillard reaction in a kitchen. The same amino acids in your proteins, especially lysine and arginine, are the same amino acids that react with those sugars. When glucose or fructose binds to the amino acids in your collagen, the initial product is called a Schiff base. This rearranges into a more stable structure called an Amadori product. Both of these are reversible in the early stages. Your body can still undo the damage. But over weeks and months, the Amadori products undergo further chemical changes. They oxidize, they cross-link. They form advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, and these are permanent. Among these AGEs are specific compounds that carry color. Pentosidine is yellow-brown. Carboxymethyl-lysine, usually called CML, is also yellow-brown. These pigments accumulate in your dermis the same way melanoidins accumulate on the crust of bread. Your skin is browning from the inside out. Why the browning is visible on your face? Healthy collagen in the dermis is transparent. Light passes through it and reflects back evenly off the tissue beneath, giving skin its natural tone and luminosity. When AGE pigments accumulate in that collagen, they act like a yellow-brown filter layered over the tissue underneath. Light enters, hits the pigmented collagen, and the yellow-brown wavelengths absorb, while the remaining light reflects back with a sallow, dull quality. Research published in Skin Pharmacology and Physiology by researchers from L'Oreal Research and Innovation confirmed this directly. They measured AGE levels in skin using a technique called skin autofluorescence and found that the degree of skin yellowing correlated directly with AGE concentration. Higher AGEs meant more sallow, more yellowed skin. The yellowing is most visible in areas where the dermis is thinner and the collagen is denser. The face, the neck, and the backs of the hands. These areas have less subcutaneous fat to buffer the visual effect of pigmented collagen. The color shows through. And here is something most people do not realize. The browning is not uniform. It appears as uneven splotchiness because AGEs do not accumulate at the same rate everywhere. Areas with more blood flow, like the nose and cheeks, accumulate more because more glucose reaches the tissue. Areas with more sun exposure accumulate more because UV radiation accelerates glycation through a process called glycoxidation. The result is patchy, uneven yellowing that most people mistake for sun damage or age spots. But sun damage and AGE browning are two different processes that produce similar visual results, which is why the glycation component is almost always missed. The fructose factor that makes it worse. Not all sugars brown your tissue at the same rate. Fructose glycates proteins approximately 7 to 10 times faster than glucose. This was demonstrated in research published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry. When you consume fructose, whether from table sugar, high fructose corn syrup, or fruit juices, your liver metabolizes roughly 70% of it. But the remaining 30% circulates in your bloodstream as free fructose, and it is significantly more reactive than glucose. Free fructose binds to collagen amino acids faster, forms Schiff bases faster, and converts to AGEs faster. This means that a diet high in added fructose accelerates the browning of your skin at a rate that pure glucose cannot match. The food industry knows this. High fructose corn syrup is used in processed foods precisely because the Maillard reaction it drives creates appealing browning and flavor in baked goods and sauces. The same reaction that makes commercial bread crust look golden is also making your skin look sallow, just on a slower timeline. There is a practical resource that addresses this directly. Sugar-Proof Skin is the 28-day anti-glycation plan that covers which sugars to reduce, how to stabilize blood glucose, and how to support your body's glyoxylase enzyme system, which is your natural defense against glycation precursors like methylglyoxal. And the Anti-AGE's Kitchen gives you 60 recipes designed to minimize dietary AGEs while maximizing anti-glycation compounds. Both are in the description. Now back to the browning. Why the browning cannot be scrubbed off. The AGE pigments are not on the surface of your skin. They are inside the collagen fibers in the dermis, the layer beneath the epidermis. No exfoliant reaches them, no chemical peel reaches them. No serum reaches them. The epidermis, the outermost layer of skin, acts as a barrier. Even if you remove the entire epidermis with a deep chemical peel, the pigments in the dermis remain because they are chemically bonded to the collagen. They are not separate particles that can be washed away. They are part of the protein structure itself. This is why people who spend hundreds of dollars on brightening serums and exfoliating acids see no improvement in sallow skin. The products are working on the wrong layer. The pigments are structural. They are embedded in collagen that has a half-life measured in years. The skin you see today was formed from collagen that was laid down years ago, and that collagen carries the AGE pigments from that entire period. Even if you stopped all sugar intake today, the existing pigmented collagen would persist until it is naturally turned over and replaced, which for facial skin can take several years depending on the type of collagen and the individual's turnover rate. New collagen, formed under better metabolic conditions, will not carry those pigments. But the old collagen with its AGE color has to be replaced first, and that is a slow biological process. The cooking connection nobody talks about. Here is where it gets genuinely disgusting. The AGEs that form inside your body from blood sugar are only half the story. You also EAT preformed AGEs directly. When you grill, fry, roast, or sear food, the Maillard reaction produces AGEs in the food itself. Those AGEs do not get destroyed by digestion. Research by Dr. Helen Vlasara and colleagues at Mount Sinai School of Medicine demonstrated that approximately 10% of dietary AGEs are absorbed into the bloodstream after eating. A grilled chicken breast contains roughly 9,000 AGE kilonits per 100 grams compared to roughly 1,000 kilonits in the same chicken when boiled. That is a 9-fold difference from cooking method alone. Those dietary AGEs circulate in your blood, bind to tissues, and add to the AGE pigments already accumulating from your body's own internal glycation. You are literally eating brown crust and absorbing it into your skin. This is why the cooking method matters as much as the sugar content. The same food prepared differently delivers vastly different AGE loads to your body. Boiling, steaming, and poaching produce the lowest dietary AGEs. Grilling, frying, and roasting produce the highest. Changing how you cook is one of the fastest ways to reduce the rate at which your skin browns from within. The full breakdown of which cooking methods produce the lowest AGEs, along with the 28-day protocol for reducing both internal glycation and dietary AGE intake, is in Sugar-Proof Skin. And the Anti-AGE's Kitchen gives you 60 recipes built around those low AGE cooking methods and anti-glycation ingredients. Both are linked in the description. Your skin is browning the same way a steak sears. Glucose and fructose react with the amino acids in your collagen through the Maillard reaction, producing yellow-brown pigments called pentosidine and carboxymethyl-lysine. These pigments accumulate in the dermis over years, creating the sallow, uneven tone that no surface treatment can reach because the color is chemically bonded into the protein structure. Fructose accelerates the browning 7 to 10 times faster than glucose, and dietary AGEs from grilled and fried food add to the pigments already forming from within. The browning is real, it is chemical, and it is happening whether you can see it yet or not. Sugar-Proof Skin walks you through the 28-day protocol for reducing both internal glycation and dietary AGEs. The anti-AGE's kitchen translates that into 60 daily recipes. Both are linked below.